Carnival Conquest is known for being one of Carnival's rowdiest fun ships. So what exactly did we think of our 3-day 4th of July holiday cruise on the Carnival Conquest? Welcome to Cruise on Demand, where cruising smart is always on the itinerary. I'm your host, Tina Altman. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Carnival Conquest using my cruise scorecard. 5 categories, 20 points apiece for a total of 100, and 1 final grade. We just got back from the Carnival Conquest on a 3-day cruise out of Miami to Nassau and back. And here's how we think the Carnival Conquest measures up. Let's cruise in. The first category in which I'm going to grade the Carnival Conquest is ship's conditions. The Carnival Conquest was built in 2002 and has a dry dock scheduled for early next year in 2026. In my opinion, the Carnival Conquest is actually very well maintained. You don't see the same wear and tear that you see in other ships built around her time period all throughout the ship. There might be some small things that could be repaired, but overall, she's in great condition. Unfortunately, I really didn't like the layout of the Carnival Conquest. Our cabin was located on deck 2, the main deck, and if we would leave our room, I often had a hard time remembering if I should head right or left. And this was because deck 3 and 4, between the aft and the midship, were blocked off by a galley between the anytime dining and the main dining. And often if you were trying to go somewhere, you'd find yourself on one end or the other, unable to get to the location you wanted to without going up a flight or 2 sometimes of the stairs. If you ever find yourself in this situation, a piece of advice I like to share is take one of those magnet hooks that everyone brings on a cruise with them and take a piece of paper and write down which direction you need to go, right or left when you leave your room. You can write right and then all the things that you would do with the right, like for us it was the restaurant, the spa, the gym, and to the left was casinos and lounges. And this would help when leaving the room. Unfortunately, since we were only there for 3 days, it took me almost all 3 days to even realize I was confused. Most of the time, layouts of ships are really easy for me to pick up on, but for some reason, it really frustrated me on the Carnival Conquest. And because of this, I'm actually going to give the Carnival Conquest a 14 out of 20 for ship's conditions. The second category in our Cruise on Demand scorecard is cabin experience. We stayed in cabin 2377. This cabin is located midship on the second deck, also known as the main deck on the Carnival Conquest. If you click up here or down in the description below, you'll find our full tour and review of this cabin. The cabin is designed for 2 people, and it had plenty of room for us. What it didn't have was plenty of outlets. The Carnival Conquest 2377 only had 2 outlets. It had 1 US outlet and 1 European outlet. We often bring both a block of outlets for our US outlet and a block for our European outlet. However, in this trip, we would not have been able to put both blocks in, so we had to choose one or the other. The shower and water pressure were actually really good on the Carnival Conquest, and we thought the bed was comfortable and the room stayed really dark. However, it had a hard time staying cold. So if you book 2377, make sure you also bring a fan, or ask for one as soon as you get on the ship. Although in the beginning it was difficult to decide how we would manage 1 outlet, the room was able to get really dark and the bed was comfortable. So despite that it wasn't as cold as we like it, we still gave the cabin experience a 16 out of 20. The next category we're going to look at is onboard activities. The Carnival Conquest is known as a party ship with its 3 and 4 day itineraries out of Miami to the Bahamas. I'd never actually been on a 3-day cruise, and I was wondering if this short trip would actually even feel like a vacation. However, the Carnival Conquest entertainment team did a great job filling every day with fun. From the sail away party to games and trivia to productions like the Love and Marriage Show, every minute seemed like fun on the Carnival Conquest. You really didn't even feel the crowds when you were doing something with the entertainment team. Even though the cruise was only 3 days long, it felt like the entertainment team was able to squeeze a week's worth of entertainment in just those 3 days. Therefore, I'm giving onboard activities a 17 out of 20. Moving on to the 4th category in our scorecard, restaurants and dining. Unfortunately, this is the lowest score for the Carnival Conquest. While there were high notes, on the very first day, I was able to get Guy's Burger's new burger named after Carnival's new island, Celebration Key. This burger has pulled pork and coleslaw on it, and it actually tasted really good. One of the best combinations of guys burgers I've ever eaten. However, every day, if you wanted to know where the crowds were, they were on the lines to eat. Casual dining locations like Bonsai Sushi, the Deli, Guys Burgers or Blue Iguana, and the buffet always had lines on them. It was like everyone on that ship was always eating. The only place you were safe to pretty much go up and get food right away was the hidden away barbecue place. So if you're ever on the Carnival Conquest and you don't want to wait online, go upstairs above the buffet and you'll find the barbecue place. I'm told this is often where the crew eat, and we eat there every single day, and I will agree, quite often I saw crew members up there with us. The worst food we had was in the main dining room, which was actually subpar for even Carnival food. Pretty much at every meal, we either had something served to us cold that was supposed to be hot, or hot that was supposed to be cold, or our food was well done or not cooked enough. There was no consistency in the food, and it didn't taste very well either. However, the wait staff for early dining in the Monet restaurant were spectacular. They greeted us by name every time we came, and even for a 3-day cruise, after like day 1, we're already starting to learn our habits of what we like to order as soon as we got to the restaurant. Unfortunately, an amazing guy burger and spectacular wait staff just wasn't enough for this cruise. And I'm gonna have to give the restaurant and dining score for the Carnival Conquest a 10 out of 20. And the final of our 5 categories is employee interaction. We found the crew was overall friendly and very attentive. Our room steward was able to get us plenty of extra pillows, and we saw them actually more often than we usually see room stewards. I feel like you see them in the morning when you first leave your room, and then you almost never see them again, since Carnival only does 1 turn down service. The casino staff were also very friendly, which was surprising because the casino was very busy most of the cruise, and you saw them running around helping one customer then another, so it was surprising to see them so happy and chipper whenever we needed something. The cruise director, Dean, and his team were very hardworking. Always fun, always chipper, always making sure that the guests are having fun and being really interactive in every single event. Whether it's trivia or the Love and Marriage show or the Welcome Aboard show, you always saw them interacting very well with the audience. And as previously mentioned, the dining room staff were spectacular. They called us by name every single time we arrived, and we're really starting to learn our patterns, which is so surprising to me for a 3-day cruise. Because of all this, I have to give the crew on the Carnival Conquest a 17 out of 20. In the end, we enjoyed our time on the Carnival Conquest, but it wasn't our favorite ship or cruise. Let's quickly review. The food and the layout were a complete letdown to us, but the room, the entertainment, and the crew really helped make it a good experience. Overall, the score I gave the Carnival Conquest is a 74 out of 100, or a C. We're glad we took this cruise, but we're going to be sticking to 4-day cruises or longer in the future. Leave a comment below. Do you enjoy 3-day cruises, or do you prefer to be out at sea a little bit longer? If this review helped you, please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you want more weekly cruise content on reviews, tours, and tips. And if you would like to see the full ship tour of the Carnival Conquest, please be sure to click on the video on the screen. And until next time, keep on cruising.